Hello, in this video we're going to look at how to create a new database table and secure page to add to your installation. So the first thing you need to do is to log into your workspace secure area, which from your control panel you can do from here or from your home page. If you've got the admin panel installed, you can do it from the workspace menu item. So let's choose that. So what we want to do is in fact, the same process was used to build all the different entities you have under CRM. So if we look at, for example, look at one of the projects, Builders Yard will open that. So these here were all created using the same process. So if we look, so this is a form. There's two ways of doing it. You can create forms and you can create lists. This is a form, and underneath in the next band we see an example of a list where you can create an entry and they appear as a grid list view. So we're going to create one of those. So what we'll need to do is to go into Workspace Manager, which is where you can define the building blocks that you use for your installation. Click on Workspace Manager, log in. And down the left-hand side, you want to choose Simple SQL. So this is where we can run SQL and execute SQL. So it's split into two parts. The top part is another list, again created using the same process. But this was for storing useful snippets of SQL that you may want to reuse in the future. In the bottom, you can enter SQL directly in here, SQL commands or queries. So I've got over here a table already ready to go, so we'll use that. Paste it in here. So this is a new table called ent to do. It's got a title, description, created field, completed to bit field, completed date, date time field, and a primary key. So if I hit execute command, it will create that table. So that's completed. So now go back to the menu on the left and choose Simple Grid Wizard. And this drop-down list here is a list of all of the tables that are in your installation. So scroll down and find the table that we've just created, ent to do, and choose next. Now select the primary key. It's already been selected, so choose next. This is the path where the page will be created, so we'll accept that. In the custom folder, choose next. And then the page name, which defaults to the name of the table -list, select that. There's an option to add a checkbox per row. We'll keep that. We don't want it read-only, so we'll leave it as it is. So choose next, and then a summary of what you've chosen. We hit finish. We can then choose the link to open the new page. So let's do that. And here we are. Here's the new page acting as a grid. So if we hit create a new entry, just create a record, test it out, test record, test description, The date fields are just plain inputs at the moment. We'll look at how to turn those into date pickers, and you've got a checkbox for the completed field. So save that, add another record. And save that. So let's turn these input fields into date pickers. So in the top right hand corner, you've got an edit link. Click that. This opens up the source code view on the server with full revisions. So you can clone and customize this page if you felt the need to, make a copy of it, make changes and have a similar copy. Or you can make changes direct to this and it archives the revisions you've made. So what we're going to do is Control F and look for date picker. And it's found it here. Let's remove, unrem this line and align it correctly. So that's activated all the fields that are date time now to be date pickers. And if we also look for the insert record function here, we can see down here that the insert statement is insert into the table the fields including the created with the variable created. So that gets populated, the created field gets populated by the created variable. Down here we add the parameter in. So if we just ran that line out and use this sample below here instead, just change it to be created, and that's defaulting to date time now. So as we add the records, we don't need to enter we don't really need the date picker on that field. It will default to today's date if it's empty. So let's save that. Add a date picker. Okay. Go back to our screen and we'll do a Control F5 to refresh this. And now if we edit a record, we see that that is now a date picker. Just choose today's date, and it has been completed. And there we have it. So the last thing we might want to do is then so at the moment this page is difficult to get to in the sense that it's just an island. There's no menu item pointing to it. So go back to a Workspace Manager again. So what we would like to do is add it to our Workspace menu down here. Let's add it to the Tools area here under Publication. So minimize that. Let's open up Menus. So this is the area where we define what appears on that menu. So choose from the drop-down Main menu. And now if you click down the right-hand side of this pane on the item, against the item, we can see that there are various ways of opening a window. If you look at Email External and then hit Load the selected node, we can see that just that node is created as being an anchor. It's just a straightforward anchor. And this is created with that's a new window. Manage KPIs, loads it into the right pane. So let's just have a look at what that means. So if I hit Manage KPIs, you can see it's loaded into the right-hand side of the window here. Whereas if I choose Mail External, actually no. Okay, so that opens up a separate tab. But what I wanted to show was, if I choose one of the entities, say Contacts, that opens up a separate window, a pop-up window. So there's three different ways at least that we can do it. So what we want to do is we want it to appear, we want our menu item to appear in the right-hand side of our frame like this. So switch back over to Workspace Manager again. The menus page, and we want one that is the same. So choose. We'll copy off Manage KPIs. So we'll take this link and copy it to this space where it says Add Node above, creating a new node. Change the text to be To Do List, and change the HTML title to be To Do List. And we want the path. So we'll go back to the page that was created. We can see here it's custom to-do list. Just paste the path in. Like so. And then click Add Node. Okay, it's telling us down the bottom that the sort text is missing. We need sort text in here. This helps sort it in a node. So you can place them, you'll be able to drag and drop them, but within a node, you can also give them a text code here, a number or text, and it will sort them alphabetically. Let's say 1, 2, 3, then add. So let's put it in here. So we want to move that. Let's move it down to publication down here. So let's click on it, drag it, and add it to highlight tools. And it's added it there. So the last thing we want to do is so now I'm going to just select that and say load, so click load selected node. And so the last thing we want to do is to add security, just to make the page secure. So add new, choose admin, or any one of the roles you've got configured. You can add more than one row. We'll choose admin, and then enter the value 2, and then hit save. So now if we go back to our workspace page and refresh, there's to-do list. Now if we click on that, it opens up in the right pane, and there we have it. Thank you very much.